welcome back to the ACG Asian Cyber Games Invitational, the best of the best. I'm What Is Hip. Here with me tonight at almost 2 a.m. is Hippie, and we're here in game number 2 of MiTH Trust versus RRQ.
Game number 2 of a possibly 3-game series that was scheduled to start 3 hours ago. We good.
And end in 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's another series coming up that you're supposed to be on in 10 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, it's okay. The good news is that they can't start it without us because the winner of this game is going to be in it. So, 2 from MiTH Trust have DC'd, but their drafter is not among them. So I believe we are going to march onward with the draft and hope for the best. Hope for the best. Do you have any comments about the last game that we didn't go over?
I mean, all I can say is that I think the default win was, well, the game wasn't decided yet. RRQ were in a good position, so it's not like that DC killed a chance of a comeback or something. MiTH Trust were already kind of faltering.
I agree with that completely. I mean, it seemed like things were getting bad. The BKBs were coming up, and, you know, the DC just sealed the deal. Last nail in the coffin. But we're back with game number 2 here, and RRQ have picked themselves up the Doom once again, and the Shadow Shaman on the side of MiTH Trust this time.
Yeah, and the bans, I think, are pretty much exactly the same, except for the Invoker. I know the Lycan and the Viper... Oh, no, the AA wasn't banned either. So the Lycan and the Viper are the same, but the AA and the Invoker taken out this time. Am I crazy? AA was...
AA was in the last game, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been so long at this point that I don't even know who was in the game. Furion, that's right. Furion was banned.
And, I mean, I think rightly so. That hero still really just controls the pace of the game.
I think it was Cap and I were actually having a discussion earlier during a long pause. Furion will always be a stellar hero because of the unique fact that he can be anywhere on the map anytime.
He has a
There's
teleport.
no other hero that can do that. Yeah, I mean, it's a teleport on a 20-second cooldown. He's never going to be a bad hero.
Yeah.
Unless you remove all the rest of his skills.
Unless you take away everything else and leave him just with teleport. What a hero that would be. Well, Batrider the choice here for RRQ. I think I like this. I think this fits their playstyle pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, he can be very useful aggressively. Obviously, you know, we generally see him in the offlane nowadays. He's hard to kill without a lot of disables. Although there's already a Shadow Shaman on MiTH, so that's a lot of disables on one hero. So he might be in a little bit more danger than usual, but depending on how greedy MiTH decides to get with their supports, it's usually pretty easy for a Batrider to pick up farm and XP in the lane, and if he can't get it in the lane, it's perfectly easy for him to just fall back and clear some jungle stacks.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the beauty. The versatility works very well for him. I mean, Nature's Prophet has a very similar thing going for him, so I do like that a lot. I mean, I think versatility is very important right now, especially with the way the metagame has kind of worked out. Lanes are a little bit more unpredictable. You know, you're bound to see a lot more heroes than you're used to in a lot of different patches. So I think the versatility is very important. Being able to always have options to fall back on is a pretty crucial part of most lineups these days.
Yeah, not just that, but versatility when you're picking early in the draft, I've always considered a very important thing. You don't want to pick heroes early in the draft who shoehorn you into a specific draft for the rest of it, because then it's just so easy to counterpick you and ban you out. You want to pick people that can have multiple roles, that can be useful in multiple places, that can find their farm in multiple places, so they can't just completely shut down one of your heroes with a couple of picks later.
Yeah, and the Sand King getting the ban here, a hero that I think had a pretty good impact on the last game. He was pretty successful. I mean,
yeah, in spite of the fact that he was on the losing team, he got his farm really quickly. When he got those epicenters off, he was like the highest damage aside from the Invoker on MiTH's lineup. So yeah, I thought actually, in spite of them being in a losing game, it was a very successful pick. They just didn't have enough to kind of carry on after he was already done. That's a lot of map mobility right there. The Wisp on top of the Furion.
Yeah, and there are like tons of options here for them to pair that up with their 4th pick. I imagine they're going to do so. And they've pretty much got the pick of the litter. I mean, you can go with something like, you know, we're normally seeing like a CK or a Tiny or something like that. Sven is an option if they want to do that. They can also use something like a Centaur. Doesn't seem horrible, although it doesn't have quite as much damage. But this is a very scary team already for MiTH Trust.
Yeah, I was actually casting a game earlier where instead of just picking one specific Wisp partner, the team that grabbed it just picked basically 3 or 4 heroes that could all work with Wisp. I mean, so they had like an Invoker, they had a Bat Rider, they had a Vengeful Spirit, and they had an Anti-Mage. So if you needed to port Anti-Mage in for quick kills, you could do it. Obviously, it was really good in the late game. If you just needed to port in someone for an extra stun, the VS was there, and everyone could do something paired with the Wisp. So he didn't have a specific partner, but it still ended up being a really successful draft, and I actually thought it was really, really cool the way they utilized that, as opposed to just saying this hero is really super good if you give him map mobility. It's like, okay, this entire lineup is ultimately much stronger because we have that mobility available. I'm wondering if that'll become a trend, because I thought it was a really cool draft. But no, not this time.
Not for this game, but I definitely see what you're saying. That seems pretty good to me. I mean, it also changes the way you can respond to ganks because you're never quite sure exactly what's going to come through. But they just go with the standard here, the Chaos Knight, and I think, I mean, this is tried and true. It works extremely well for a lot of reasons, and with the Nature's Prophet on top of that, I mean, if you get TP'd on, you are dead. Like that. Yeah, you literally can't show your face on the map anywhere if you're alone.
Yeah, good aggressive warding from MiTH is going to cut off a lot. Just like as soon as RRQ realizes that there's a lot of aggressive wards available, or rather not available, but in place, they can't walk around alone. Period. I mean, if anyone's caught jungling and MiTH sees the rest of the team, like 3 members on the other side of the map, they're just dead every time.
Yeah, I mean, that's just so much damage. Like, even if Nature's Prophet doesn't come, even if he just throws the Wrath, like, it's a pretty absurd amount of damage.
Yeah. I do like the Visage pickup, though, because it's just, first of all, if they want to contest the Wisp try lane and try to make sure he doesn't get levels, Visage, of course, is incredible in a dry versus dry situation. And Visage, in general, I don't think should ever make it past the second phase. I think he's just too ridiculously strong, and if he gets past, it was almost a mistake from both teams.
Yeah, he is quite strong. I definitely agree. I mean, still, he is just ridiculously good.
I mean, there'll be always a couple lineups. Wow, Visage and Dazzle in the second phase. That's some really, really good supports that snuck through right there, and MiTH just didn't want them. They weren't interested, man. That's crazy to me that a team gets both of those.
I mean, I guess their supports have very specific goals. I mean, Shadow Shaman has a lot harder CC. The IO is going to help them with the CK, obviously. So it's just not quite what they were looking for. And then, I think they banned out very strong heroes. And very valid heroes, too. I mean, although Ember maybe a little bit less so because, I mean, I guess it depends how. I'm not really sure what the trend is with Ember in the East. I know it seems like a lot of teams, basically besides like Fear, have been picking Ember as a mid. And I mean, I'm assuming that this is going to be a mid Doom once again, but maybe RRQ tend to run him as a hard carry.
Yeah, I would gamble that Doom is the mid hero, but I mean, you can get away with the Ember Spirit being safe lane. They do it in the West some too. I mean, Sing Sing even switches between mid and safe lane, just depending on what the draft is. Whenever Cloud9 picks him up, you know what I would really like for RRQ is a Bristleback. I think that would work exceptionally well with their lineup and help them go really, really aggressive, as well as just be very tanky against this very ganky MiTH Trust lineup.
Yeah, they're gonna need a lot of HP to live through these. And Nyx Assassin. Man, what a freaking aggressive lineup for MiTH Trust. I mean, they're just going to be trying to execute ganks continually after level 6, and we'll see. I mean, is RRQ actually going to be able to withstand this onslaught? I'm not sure. I mean, they've got the Doom, who, if he is able to farm a fast mech again, is a pretty decent tool against ganks like this. They have Shallow Grave as well.
10 seconds remaining.
It's going to be hard. I wonder what their last pick's going to be. I do like the idea of a Bristleback. Next,
okay. Lifestealer is kind of similar in theory. He can fight early. He's not quite as aggressive as a Bristleback, but he gives you better late game against the Chaos Knight. So, and he still has, perfectly good tankiness. He has, slight armor problems. He's not going to tank up quite as quickly with his itemization, but he has the rage to make up for it against all of the stuns and slows that are going to be coming out from MiTH. So I like that pick quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out for them as we head into game number 2 here, Asian Cyber Games, best of the best. And thank you guys for joining us at all hours of the evening. For us, it's quite late. For you, it might be quite early. Or if you're on the West Coast, it might just be normal time. So, thanks for joining us regardless.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Even if we go to a game 3 and Greg gets really sad because it delays his sleep by another hour. More like
man.
another,
At this
yeah,
point, I feel like I'm
this
just never gonna sleep. So I've just conceded. I've conceded the fact. But let's go over the teams here. For RRQ, it's gonna be Don Juan again on the Doom, NFR on the Bat Rider, the stand-in YPRM on the Visage, Koala gonna be bringing up the Lifestealer, Gihanna on the Dazzle.
Over on the side of Myth, we're going to have TNK playing the Wisp. We're going to have Boombell playing the Shadow Shaman. ABBA going to be on that Nyx Assassin. BZ going to be handling the Nature's Prophet. And handling our Chaos Knight will be Lakels, however you... Lakels Coup? I don't know.
I think it's like Lakels or something similar. But 5-man up in the top jungle here for RRQ. Looks like they want to get some kind of aggressive warding down here, and they're going to run right into the Nature's Prophet. Unfortunately, the Dazzle is the one leading the way, so he's not able to really start that much. And wow, this is a cool Lifestealer set. I think this is the first time I've seen him in the Lifestealer set.
Oh god, I'm not a fan, and I'll leave it at that.
You gonna like it?
No, I think it's ugly.
He looks like a chained animal or something. I don't really know. His teeth got way bigger.
He looks ugly.
He's got a nose ring. That's pretty metal.
So suddenly he's Spirit Breaker? Dude, that's what it looks like. It looks like he's some bastard child with Spirit Breaker and Lifestealer.
God damn it.
Dude, tell me I'm wrong.
You were not wrong.
The battle begins.
Well, they're grouped up in the mid lane. And looks like they're going to... Maybe they're going to try to get another First Blood. Worked pretty well for them last time. There's no smoke this time, though.
Reasonably successful, but it's not quite as important to try to shut down a Nyx Assassin as it is to shut down an Invoker as early as possible. Because getting kills on the Invoker and slowing him down in lane just really, really screws up a lot of his potential.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite important.
Is he really. Dazzle solo mid? Or is he just doing... he's just getting the experience while Don Juan gets his creep. Yeah, same thing as last game.
And he picks up the Satyr creep. Gives him some regen. That's a pretty nice creep for him.
That's very nice for him. It puts him at a higher regen than Nyx, which is saying something.
Yeah. So, well, I like this, actually. I think this is a pretty cool way for them to start out the game.
Yeah, they've got an invisible Visage, so they might be able to get something done on this Nyx, but no, it's going to time out very soon, and the Nyx is too far back.
Yeah, and they also have Wave on Dazzle. He really needs the Poison Touch as well, I think.
I mean, level 1 Poison Touch is okay, but it's not really that amazing, so I don't know.
Looks like he's going to be safe on the left. Creeps pushing into the tower. The top lane, be keeping an eye on this. We'll see how NFR does. He is level 2 already, but this is going to be a pretty scary lane for him. I mean, the initiation range is decent, and there's just a lot of CC between Rift pulling him back, the stun as well, and then obviously the Shadow Shaman. He's just really the king of CC. So NFR are going to have to be careful. I'm not going to be surprised if we see him rotate into the jungle rather quickly once he gets a couple of levels up. It makes it a lot easier, or maybe he gets rotation. Looks like that might be the case as well.
Yeah, you do have the smoke gank coming out from both the Dazzle and the Visage, but I'm not sure they can really fight that, quite frankly. I mean, look, Shadow Shaman's actually holding his point. This is really, really smart. Generally, I feel like you should almost always hold your point until you really, really need to actually spend it, because there's no point in spending it early.
Yeah, because
unless it's like some... Yeah, and there may be a situation... I mean, there's plenty of situations where you need that extra 140 damage from Ether Shock, but there's also situations where it would be better to just get off the Hex or the Shackle. Like,
are they going to take this bait? NFR, they move forward. There he goes. Firefly up. Poison Touch as well. Now he knows that there's a lot of people here. The Grave Chill comes out. He still has his stun available. He's running as fast as he can. Is he going to make it out? It looks like he's going to. Salves up as well. So this gank not going to work on the CK at least. Oh, they do cancel the salve. Are they going to go back on him? The Firefly is running out, and there are a lot of stacks of napalm here, but it is not enough, and they also get the D-Ward. Unfortunately, it's just a sentry that was about to run out anyway, and they have to spend 2 sentries on that, so that's some good value there from the Radiant, and they're not able to get the kill, but they do force him out of lane. They put a lot of pressure on here, and the stun was not used. I think that's notable. Oh, ABBA. He's going really aggressive here. Does not have a ton of HP left. No Carapace available. The Shockwave is here for Don Juan. Does he want to try to get the kill? He looks a little hesitant. Doesn't think.
I don't think either of them. Neither of them has the burst to bring anyone down right now.
Oh,
that whiff stun. Ooh.
In the top lane, though, they do get the first blood.
That's that Visage man. Try v try. He's so deadly. I was actually just about to say, as long as Myth plays safe in this tri lane and doesn't kind of feed, I really actually favor them coming out of it better, because Bat Rider without levels isn't particularly strong. But if they start feeding away and giving him that extra little boost of experience, it is going to be a very, very big deal. At least it was the Shadow Shaman who, as much as you really do want the level 6 on Shadow Shaman, don't get me wrong, I think it's much, much more critical to have the high levels on Chaos Knight for the nukes and Wisp so he can get that relocate gank going as quickly as possible. So not the worst hero to lose, but still really, really bad for the tri-lane as a whole. Now, I think RRQ could really take a really big advantage.
He's come middle. The Impale comes through as well. Don Juan, is he going to fall? He pops the Scorcher Earth. He is regenning so much. And wow, Nature's Prophet falls. The Visage rotation. The Grave Chill enough to slow him down. And now he runs in to a regen rune. How convenient.
Very convenient, Don Juan.
Seriously, that was a really nice rune. Now, this is going to give Doom, I think, pretty good control of this lane. We'll see if the Visage camps out here for a little bit. I think they might need him in this top lane. But now, look at this. They're going aggressive without him. And Shadow Shaman just does not have a lot of HP. He's going to go down. And there, they drop the stun. Is it going to be enough? They're trying to bring down the Dazzle. He pops the Shallow Grave now. They're on the run. They want to try to bring down Io, and it looks like they might get him. Down he goes. Double kill for NFR. Is Dazzle going to die? Yes, he is, but they do get 2 kills on the bat. Now the stun flies out. Still mana for that available. The Nature's Prophet moving over to assist, and that's a double kill for Lakells. And now, uh-oh, Visage. Not enough mana for a stun. He should be okay.
Yeah, still tangos on that Visage. Just, you know, reasonably easy to get away from the Nature's Prophet ganks for as long as you have tangos.
Well, Nyx has just been farming along. Farm 30 last hits for him, 32 now. And he's got to be pretty happy with this lane. He's picked up the Orb of Venom to help him deal with the Nature's Prophet in lane, just be able to get more hits on him, do a little bit of extra damage in combination with the phase boots. I really like Orb of Venom in 1v1 with this hero. I think it's incredibly good, especially against a hero like a Nature's Prophet.
Absolutely. I mean, one of Nyx's biggest problems is getting kited around. And if you can just solve that in some way or another, obviously it solves one of his biggest issues. There's basically 2 theories to itemization in my mind. It's accent your strengths and compensate for your weaknesses. If your weakness is getting kited on a melee hero, Orb of Venom, simple solution. And it's a cheap solution that you can sell off later when you get a better one.
And I mean,
it's one of the beauties of it.
If you actually look at the amount of damage that the item gives you, it's pretty good. I mean, for every time you hit someone, it does give you 12 damage because of the poison. The slow as well lets you land a couple more auto attacks. Just a really nice item on this hero. And Nyx gonna attempt to go for it here, but well, Doom has sniffed this one out.
Yeah, it looks like the Vendetta is there, but
and they had the ward, spotted him out, Vendetting right under that, and Doom just backs up. Nice job.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, I'm not sure. I think I favor RRQ in the late game here. It looks like the Nyx is still going to go in. It's going to miss the stun. That's going to completely kill any potential.
It's so hard.
People don't give it enough credit. Oh, yes. I really do like Nyx.
It's incredibly difficult. I just recently started playing a bunch of offlane Nyx to see what all the hubbub is about, and it's very good, but that new Impale is not easy.
It's pretty tough.
Like, if they actively are trying to juke it, it's like nearly impossible to hit.
Get ready for a troll thread on Reddit. That's like, OMG, what is hip? Impale is not hard to hit. Why are you so noob?
NFR. Rip. No mana for the Soul Assumption. Extra regen from the Wisp. And nice little pick off there.
Chaos Knight's 3-0.
Yeah.
That's really, really dangerous. And I mean, Wisp isn't getting the best amount of levels. He's only level 4, almost level 5. But you have a level 7 Chaos Knight who's going to be well on his way to either a drum or an armlet, whichever one he decides to go for. And that means that as soon as Wisp gets 6, which he's now going to get a bit of solo experience, he's going to get a bit of extra pull experience hanging out in this lane. And as soon as Chaos Knight has one item to go with that, every squishy hero on RRQ is just in the danger zone immediately. At least they have the Dazzle for the Grave, but you know, you can just stun lock him pretty easily. Even the Doom's not that hard to bring down because he's still very low armor.
I mean, the problem is, like, if they TP on the Dazzle, I think they have enough CC where, like all they need really is one stun, right? He has, like, no HP. If they get a decent duration stun on the Chaos Knight, like, I think he's just dead.
They need to be careful not to do it near a tower, though, because, I mean, with Grave, it's not just, am I going to live because of this Grave? It's, is this Grave going to delay the fight long enough that my support's going to get here in time?
Yeah.
So if they can't engage on Dazzle or someone who's near a Dazzle, near a tower.
True. Drama of Endurance going to be the item here for Don Juan, and I like this. A little bit of survivability. It's just a good item. I mean, what can you say about Drum?
I mean, it's one of the most
It's just a good
gold-efficient
item.
stat items in the game, and it has an extra effect on it that's really good. Like, for the early... Drum is obscene compared to, like, other comparable items. So, +9 all stats, and you get that aura for, I think it's 1875 right now is the total cost.
Something, yeah.
And
Right.
+10 all stats, ultimate orb, 2100.
Yeah.
That's the comparison I think of in my head when I'm thinking, man, Drum is so good for the slot. It's just, oh man, it's a great item. There's very few heroes that can't benefit from a Drum if they get it early enough.
Yeah, I mean, just the stats are good. And like you said, the active, the movement speed, very effective as well. And this is an 8-minute Blink Dagger. Well, 9 minutes when he actually picks it up for NFR. And he did rotate over to the jungle after a pretty interesting top lane. I mean, they traded kills back and forth. CK really the one coming on top. The problem here is Koala is just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's got a lot of money. I'm thinking, do you think he's going to go for an armlet, or do you think he's going to go for drums? I would hope he's going for an armlet to provide that little bit of extra damage.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's early enough where that armlet is like, it's a big item. Like, he'll just be able to kill the Nature's Prophet in a couple hits. He's getting ganked here. We'll see.
Can they kill him, though?
Oh my god, he blows the impale. Not even close. Pops the rage. Immediately TP's out, and that relocate, the first one, is a complete failure. I think there was a garbage truck outside.
That's how you know it's getting to be early in the morning, is when there's garbage trucks. But it looks like the Chaos Knight's going to hang out here and just push. He's taking Phantasm. Ooh, Doom picked off the IO on his way back. So as soon as he got back into that top lane, there were 3 heroes waiting for him. But this is going to happily be a Phantasm down here in the bottom, along with the Furion Trees and the Shadow Shaman. There's no way that RRQ can contest this tower. I'm not sure they needed those wards, though.
Yeah, that's...
Oh no, heroes are TPing in.
Wow.
Why are they TPing in?
Rotation. This seems like a big mistake. We'll see if it is. They do waste a stun on a hero, on an illusion rather, and now Boombell taking a lot of damage. The Doom go off as well, and wow, it looks like RRQ are able to fend them off here. I mean, the tower goes down, but they do get 2 kills in return.
Man, I was just wrong. I was sitting there looking at that. I'm like, there's no way they're going to actually get enough people in. But they had a combination of heroes TPing the second tower and walking in, and heroes TPing to the first tower. They're going to get a lot of the ward money, too, which is really significant. So overall, that trade, I think, is much better for RRQ. I mean, tier 1s are going to die eventually anyway. There's a Rasta and there's a Furion on MiTH. There's no way your tier 1s are going to stand past, like, 15, 20 minutes. So the fact that they managed to basically trade that tier 1 for 2 kills and a full set of Rasta wards, that's huge. Especially when Lifestealer's already farming so well.
Right?
Yeah,
it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
just like
He's
a
almost
profit,
got...
just like ratting it and killing it.
Yeah, and he's got his armlet. Like, he has the money right now.
There it goes. I like this pickup a lot. I mean, when it's this early, it's such a huge damage item. It gives you a ridiculous amount. I mean, he's going to be able to just annihilate a couple of these heroes if you can actually connect with them.
Yeah, it's a very, very dangerous thing, especially when you combine it with the very nice slow coming out of the Visage, and especially if you combine him with the Bat Rider. I mean, he's got the Blink Lasso. He can just hold someone.
Yeah,
oh, the Courier's spotting out this gank that's coming in.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Look at that. Look at that. What a
Nice
scout.
still
Oh,
coming
but
in,
there's
though.
a Hex
Oh, they got the hack.
detail as well, and he is a dead Koala. Oh, 4-man gank, but they do get the kill. And that's the beauty of relocate.
I don't get how he got caught by that, to be honest. The Courier was flying over the Nyx that entire time. Like, you knew they were rotating. How did you die? I mean, did he not have a TP? He had a TP. Why didn't he rage TP?
Maybe he was clicked on before.
I don't know, man. It doesn't make me any sense.
Yeah. Boombell getting stunned in the mid lane. It looks like not going to be quite enough to drop the wards. They want these tier 1s.
Oh, that Reality Rift would have been
Yeah,
devastating.
Not quite. Not quite. Probably the animation we see cancel the most, but now Bat Rider has gone in, but he gets hexed up by Boombell. What a disaster. Now 4-second stun as well. Impale. Reality Rift brings him back with the Shallow Grave. Going to save him for the moment that Doom goes off here. Takes down the Nyx Assassin now. Oh, Nature's Prophet is on the run, but he is getting hit down pretty aggressively. And now it looks like Lifestealer has set his sights on this Chaos Knight, who does have Rift, pulls himself back. Doom continuing to dive here, has a lot of HP. Can they actually get another one there? The Visage is able to get one. Are they able to get another? RRQ are going really deep here, and they get another one. Now all the heroes are super low. Are they going to be able to actually make it out? Here, TP is coming through. Buyback from the Prophet, and he was not able to make anything happen with that. And they all make it out, except for the Dazzle.
The power of the Dazzle, man. That Grave turned that around so hard. They had the good initiation from Batrider, but the counter initiation was almost instantly there. They had really good control, stopped the Batrider from actually pulling anyone out. But bam, just as they committed so much to kill him, Shallow Grave. That's part of the problem with having a lot of good single target against a Dazzle. It doesn't matter how good your single target is when the target literally can't die.
Yep, absolutely. And really well played there by RRQ. I mean, pretty well executed dive. You could argue maybe they should take this tower, but I mean, they seem to have a lot to work with right now.
Yeah.
Imagine if that initiation had actually gone well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if they could have just picked someone off raw, then MiTH would have had to just immediately back up and give them another set of wards to farm for free. As it is, though, I think that was better because MiTH thought they could take the fight for a couple seconds there, and they stayed in.
Relocate on Visage, and he is going to go around. And now Batrider, oh, he wants to stop it! He wants to stop him from dying. Oh my god, can he get him? Now they bring him down before the relocate. Or are they going to be able to catch the CK? Drums popped, he's on the run, drums popped.
Fastest hero in the game right there.
And he wants to chase him down, and it looks like they might be able to. There's no flame break yet there. He pops a stick, and they don't want to dive past the tower. But man, they were in full pursuit there by taking out that IO. They canceled the relocate back for CK, obviously. But now he has found himself a Dazzle, and that is just a free kill.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And 325 base movement speed on Chaos Knight. Don't mess with it. Only Luna is faster than that. And the Courier gets picked off. Radiant's Courier. Oh, and that had Dazzle's energy booster on it, so that's not just an empty Courier either.
Moonbell drops the wards, gets destroyed by the Lifestealer, and now Nature's Prophet moving in as well. He's going to try to TP out of here. He realizes all the stuns are gone. Koala's out of here.
That's got to be so frustrating for them not having any way to disrupt that Rage TP. He's gotten away with that, what, 2 times now? And it should have been a third if he had actually been watching.
Yep.
I mean, you have this incredibly kind of magic bursty, ganky lineup that's got a lot of good chain CC. You mess up the chain just once, and he's just out for free, especially with the armlet. Like, 500 free hit points when you're TPing out on top of that Rage means that at this stage of the game, there's not enough physical damage to take that out in 3 seconds, just on anyone.
Yep. CK, what is he putting his item into? It looks like it's going to be
Wisp camp in the jungle.
He's moving down on the Batrider, who blinks away but not able to make it out. There is no Firefly, and he is going to go down. That neutral trying to steal the kill, but not able to get it.
The neutral Hadoken kill steals are the best kill steals. Looks like Chaos Knight's going to come in to help mid.
Oh my god, there's the Grave. Is this going to be enough? The stun follow-up. Now Dazzle, will he die as well? Visage, certainly. There he goes. And MiTH Trust, their lineup seems to have started to really kick in. I mean, all these level 6s are up. Nature's Prophet goes down to the birds, I think.
Yeah, it was the birds. He was stuck in the trees and couldn't get away. As soon as they came up from the bird stun, just popped him right off.
Well, MiTH Trust looks like they were using this Wisp pretty well. They're executing a couple of ganks to really pull this back into the game. The Nature's Prophet mobility combined with the Vendetta seems to be working out pretty well for them. Is it going to be enough to battle them back into this, though?
I don't know, man. This Visage and the Dazzle, they're being, I honestly think, as effective as the Wisp is being for MiTH and as effective as the Nyx is being, I think the Visage and the Dazzle are more effective just on RRQ's lineup. I think a lot of these kills that they're getting are because of the Visage damage with both the Familiars and the Soul Assumption, the great slow that's coming out. A lot of the kills that MiTH is just barely missing are because the Dazzle is there with a well-placed heal, with a well-placed Shallow Grave. And there's just so much
Grave
aggression.
Can really screw with those.
Oh, yeah.
Relocates. I mean, like you relocate in, he graves him at the last second. Maybe you have to leave before you can actually get the kill. And I think we're going to see a lot of protection now. And then we'll see how these teamfights develop. What do you think Doom's going for? Could this be a Radiance?
Radiant structures are fortified.
It could be. I think it. Yeah, I think it would be perfectly good.
Maybe he's gonna. Maybe he just picks up a blink right now. No,
I don't think so. No, I think it's going to be a Radiance. It's going to be good against the Furion trees. It's going to be good against a lot of these squishy heroes in teamfights.
Really
it helps them.
Wisp.
It helps them chase down the Wisp. Yeah, make sure that he can't bottle people up. That's really significant. Bottle and earn. Canceling that off with the Radiance can just turn a fight completely. There was a couple times where people have just barely lived because of Wisp bottling them up.
Yep, and relocate is going to go off here straight into the Roshan pit. They use the wards as well to take that one down extremely easily, and Chaos Knight going to be picking that one up. He's building towards his BKB as well. Unfortunately, there is a Doom on the other team. BKB not great against Doom, and they grab him, but there's another Hex. Batrider needs to finish up that Force Staff. Now the stun's going to fly out on Juan. The heal comes through from the Dazzle, but Flame Break going to do a decent amount. Push Legos back. He gets stunned again, and now he's trying to make it out. The Aegis is going to go down there. And are they going to give him a second time? It looks like it. I'm not sure there's any way they can protect him. They do trap the Dazzle in here, but there's just so much damage, so much slow, a decent impale, but it's not enough. Koala is going insane on them. These rages, there's just nothing they can do. He gets another one now. BZ is going to try to make it out, but nope. Level Death says no to that one. And this game just... It looks like MiTH just can't straight up fight RRQ. The pickoffs are cute, but when you can't stand up in the team fights, there's a problem.
I mean, Lifestealer is just, in general, a stronger carry than Chaos Knight with the same amount of farm, unless you catch the Lifesteal in the middle of all the Phantasm illusions, which shouldn't happen if he's playing well. So, in that respect, they're already kind of a little bit weaker. Their semi-carry has to focus a lot on ratting, because he's not quite as strong in stand-up fights as the semi-carry that's coming out for RRQ on the Doom. At least I don't particularly think Furion's as strong in straight-up fights, unless he's like really farmed once he gets a Hex and stuff.
Like Mech Desolator or something, which he has.
Like if he goes, you know, like Desolator into Hex, or like Orchid into Hex or something like that, so he can control a lot of the team fight and shut people down, I think he could be perfectly useful in this mid-game, but that's not what he's choosing to do. He's going Necronomicon, he's going the split push build, so you're never going to be able to stand and fight against that Doom, who, by the way, just went a BKB, which I'm totally okay with. I don't know why he didn't, you know, buy it in stages, but maybe he just wanted to hide how close he was so that MiTH felt a little bit more comfortable. Mind games, etc.
This BKB, like...
It's, I mean, it's same as last game. It's same as last game. There's not a single anti-BKB available on MiTH, and, you know, it's the same thing with the Lifestealer. Last pick was devastating because there was nothing to handle him.
I mean, there's nothing to do against Lifestealer. Now with the BKB on Doom, he's going to be able to just walk through the fight, and he's pretty much already been doing whatever he wanted. But now with the BKB as well, it's going to be really bad. I mean, the good news is there is a BKB for the Chaos Knight, I'm pretty sure. At least it's almost done. No, he died, so it's not finished yet, but he's getting there.
Yeah, about 450 gold to go. But, I mean, it's not quite as good for the Chaos Knight as it is for the Doom, because
I mean, he BKBs
two
and then
things.
he just gets doomed.
Well, or he just gets lassoed.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they've got two good ways to deal with it. Whereas, you know, I mean, sure they're not really perfect, awesome ways. My favorite way to deal with BKB is Fiend's Grip, but that's just because I like Bane a lot more than most people do. But, I mean, it's still perfectly valid ways of dealing with a BKB. And Doom, of course, is just good on anyone. But, you know, if you can do the lasso on the Chaos Knight, and the Doom on the Nyx, I thought was a really good move. Because Abba's stuns are part of what's making this. I mean, sure, he whiffed a couple in the early game, but in team fights, he's hitting like 2 or 3 man impales pretty regularly.
Yeah. I mean, the impales have been fine. Sometimes in the early game, it's pretty easy to dismiss them. There's not too much you can do. Oh, the flame break! Oh my god, what a flame break. He's raged up. He's going to try to take this, but they are relocating in. They're going to take down the Batrider, but the Lifestealer sort of running rampant here. Does have to be a bit careful. Does have Infest available. There he goes. Jumps in one of those creeps. Now the Doom comes out on the Nyx Assassin. He jumps back out. He's here with a vengeance. The CK. He's on the run now. Realizes that there is nothing he can do. The rest of his supports have fallen. And down he... Oh, not quite. Wisp going to help him try to get away. No, not enough. And MiTH Trust. Look at this. Just gets chunked down. Triple kill for Don Juan on the back of the level death.
I cannot believe that Wisp just left Chaos Knight there. Like, he had nobody tethered. He teleported out with his relocate and just kind of left his carry to die. Yeah. That just blew my mind.
Rip.
And he's been playing reasonably well with his relocates up until now. The counter plays from... It's not really, like, bad plays from the Wisp that's getting them caught in a lot of these ganks. It's really good counter plays from RRQ. So, I mean, it's not like... But that play was just so questionable. And then he went back in to try and save him anyway, and they both died.
They both died anyway, yeah. Wow. Koala's has picked up Assange and Yasha, and he's just going to continue to try to connect in these fights. He knows that if he can hit them, they can win the fight. So the Assange and Yasha are going to help with that, obviously with the main, the movement speed. Also, obviously, gives him the attack speed as well. So I like this pickup a lot. And now I think we're going to see him go into a damage or, you know, something like a basher to really just lock it down.
I was thinking he might go AC, just to give him that. But I mean, Doom could do it too. I would probably actually rather see the Lifestealer go Basher and Doom go AC.
Yeah, for me, Doom is just like the perfect AC carrier right now.
Yeah, it's great. It's everything.
Has found
oh, Wisp is coming in.
Oh,
it's just Wisp though.
No, the Chaos Knight's here too, but what is this Wisp going to do against a Lifestealer? They can't deal with RRQ. I mean, Koala is just chunking them. Look at this. Now Boombell's here. He pops up a nice CC, but Open Wounds pops out. The stun goes through as well. He's just one right click away from dying. Is he actually going to be able to live? There is an infest here, and now he has decided that, well, I'll just take down you. And now we'll move forward, and oh my god, Don Juan has moved up. The Doom pops off. 5-man wipe. Myth is dead. That seems like a very casual 5-man wipe. It's like, well, you're dead, and now you're dead, and now you're dead, and they're all dead. Well, see you later.
That was pretty depressing, considering how unorganized RRQ was kind of going into that. They kind of all came into that one by one. Myth, they really tried to play. They had, you know, a 3-on-2 advantage at the start, and then they just kind of slowly died, and when they finally did manage to pick someone off, it was still at the cost of their entire team.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just... You know, a couple minutes ago, the gold graph was actually at 0, if you would believe that. Yeah, it was actually after that really bad fight at bottom lane. And so I was like, oh man, I'm actually surprised they gave him the gold even, but now it's just a mountain, you know, in favor of
XP's even worse too. Like, it's just become
it's terrible.
Really
I honestly think Myth can't win this without some pretty big throws at this point.
They need like a
last
big throw,
game they had some chances. Well, I mean big multiple throws. You need like really bad positioning, and it needs to happen like 3 fights in a row, or you're not going to make up that deficit. And RRQ already has a stronger lineup in the late game.
Yeah, I agree. Things are not pretty for Myth.
There's the Basher that we were talking about on Lifestealer.
I think this is the right choice. Like,
I do too.
It's just such a good item on Lifestealer, especially when you go this build. Your movement speed, your attack speed is very good because of the Sant and Yasha. It lets you just annihilate whoever you want. He has such a big farm advantage on the Chaos Knight too. Like, he can just easily man fight. I think it's gonna be
the Chaos Knight is just getting his BKB right now. Like, he just paid for it. That's so.
Wow, yeah. We looked before he was 5-2. Now he's 5-4, and they went in on bottom, but not able to connect on anyone.
Well, it's just at this point, I mean, even with the Wisp, even with the Chaos Knight, which is a really deadly combo against low-health heroes, the farm on RRQ is just too much. I mean, the Visage has a mech and a 4-staff. He's sitting at 1,200 life. He has crap loads of armor. With Cloak maxed out, he's sitting on 23 armor, as well as, of course, all the bonus magic resist he gets. Dazzle has Shell of Grave, so unless you chain stun him full dead for 1,000 hit points, which isn't like a ton of hit points, but it's a moderate amount, you're not going to get him. Yeah, it's enough. I mean, and if he gets the Grave off, he can do it before you even get your stuns off, and it'll last him through your entire stun, then he'll just heal himself and walk away. The Bat Rider has 1,300 life. The Lifestealer and the Doom are both very tanky. I mean, they're naturally tanky people, and they're, you know, compensating for their weaknesses with their itemization. Doom went Manta style. You think he's trolling?
You know, he's 9-0. I suspect he's doing whatever he wants at this point. And now I think they're just going to continue marching forward here. I mean, the whole team of Myth is top. There's no relocate for 8 more seconds. And I guess RRQ say, well, if you're not going to defend, we're going to kill your tier 3.
Yeah, I mean, just Myth has to remember this one important fact of Dota, and that's if you run out of buildings, you lose the game. I know a lot of people often forget that. They think the point is to kill the enemy heroes. But trust me, the buildings matter, guys. I swear.
Now their Rax is just dying.
Well, what are they going to do about it? What counterplay option do they have?
They're trying to stop
Abba just gets
now
blown up.
like, nope.
Abba just gets blown up after walking to a sentry ward.
And there's the pullback on Boombell, and I imagine he only got attacked once, but I think that was enough. Koala is just on a tear here. I mean, Nature's Prophet trying to rat it out here, but this looks ugly.
I mean, when the Nature's Prophet is trying to rat it out, and you just send your Initiator, who has blown all of his important spells, back to stop him, and all of your carries just sit there and kill their base, you're in good shape.
Look at this, dude. This Chaos Knight is trying to man-fight anyone, and it's just not working. When you have to pump your BKB and run back to your fountain, I think you know the game is over.
Especially when that's your 10-second BKB.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a second set of racks. This is done. There's no way Myth is coming back now.
Good impel. And this is going to be enough. Wall looks like he might go down here. No infest available.
Forgot there was a Dazzle, didn't you?
Oh, that's a nice little... I mean, that's probably one of the most unbelievable graves I've seen. He does go down to Duke Shock, but now the Doom is here. He still has a ton of HP. They do bring down the Dazzle. Lakels is coming over as well. The Rift goes through. And looks like they are going to pick off a couple kills here, but...
Okay, so they hold their second racks. They didn't lose the second racks quite yet.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
I mean,
it still feels
certainly
bad.
Oh, it's bad. I mean, like I said, one big thrown team fight is bad, of course, and there were a couple buybacks used by Myth to get that, and it was definitely an overextension from RRQ, but it wasn't like they got 0-5 or something, and MiTH lost nothing. They got a set of racks. They nearly got the melee racks as well. And just, I don't know what you do against this at the point. There's too much damage coming out of Koala. He's almost level 18. And their courier just died? How did their... Where?
No idea how that happened. There's like
Oh,
no
it
one
was the
even
Vistas
on the
birds.
map.
It's the birds, dude.
Jesus.
I thought I saw it die right here. And
Barracks are under attack.
Look at this. It's like,
Ratting
I'm
birds.
gonna get it.
Flying
I'm
rats.
gonna get it. Just gonna try to fly him out here. Okay, well, that's fair and balanced.
Who needs to be on the map? Yo, Wisp is gonna get him with the Wisp spirits.
Just hit him. Hit him.
Yo, he got one of them. There's no resummon. Yo, they got this. Oh, there's resummon in 15 seconds.
Well, that's a minor victory.
Hey, it gets him his mechanism. It's something.
Oh, well, he gets a mech and Lifestealer buys an A-Blade, so I'll take that trade.
yeah, I think I'll take that any day of the week.
And he is hidden inside the Batrider. Could this be the last fight for MiTH Trust?
Someone's about to die very hard.
Someone is gonna die.
Someone's just die.
They might even
Oh,
be
it's
able
gonna
to
be
kill-
next. It's gonna be next. Oh, no.
Vendettas. And they might be able to kill 2 heroes here. One with Batrider, one with the A-Blade. Do they want to man up? Do it.
They've still got the sentry down right there and the ward, so they can see the position of all those heroes. But no, I think that, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Do it.
They're not doing it.
God.
Cowards.
Cowards, man. The rest of the team's here, though, and they're just going to go take Roshan. I suppose that's acceptable. Oh, they're not even going to take Roshan. Alright, well...
lame. Well, maybe they're going to go in now. The Nyx is still there, but there's the sentry ward. Oh, he's going in.
There we go. He moves forward, pops it on the Chaos Knight, and they want to bring him down. Now he's on the run. The A-Blade goes out on the Wisp. Goodbye. Goodbye, Wisp. And now Boonbell going to get chunked down as well. The Doom moves forward, is able to get the Doom off on Abba. He's going to fall. Maybe he lives in base. Nope. He's dead. Well, they push through the middle, now they're just going to hit bottom.
Casually 3-shotting Shadow Shaman.
Yeah,
no
Shadow
big deal.
Shaman, not too long for this ride.
There's that second set of racks I was talking about.
Yeah, and now there's 3 of Meds down. I mean, Nature's Prophet's not even in the base. Chaos Knight, what can he do by himself? Not much. And they're just going for the tier 4s here.
If he really wanted to.
Oh, Prophet might get the courier. Nope. Nope, that ship sailed.
It would have been such a morale booster that, guys, we may have lost, but I got their courier. Stay strong.
Well, the tier 4s are up. Oh, there's the last defense here by MiTH Trust. And the fortification pops. We'll see. Chaos Knight does not even have BKB available. Koala just chunking through them. Rift, enough to take down the Dazzle. Koala CC, but not for long. Is he going to go down? It looks like he is, yes. But Don Juan has taken over this fight. Triple kill for him.
He is just so farmed. He's got a basher of his own now.
Yeah, and there's the Manta. And now he gets the first hit bash on the Prophet, but...
Oh, he might be in trouble here. This is just like casually not helping him at all. Just, you know.
Objectives, man.
Hitting the tier 4s.
Oh,
hey,
NFR has BOTs.
I said it.
He's here. BZ goes down again. Firefly is going to do that. And now, I mean, there's the cheesy call. Their throne is dying. MiTH Trust, a nice lineup. I mean, I like the draft, but unfortunately, just not quite able to execute into the Lifestealer, into the quick BKBs. I mean, the Batrider took advantage of them as well. The supports were perfectly geared towards dealing with it, and just didn't work out for them.
That Dazzle, man. If you want to run that kind of aggressive lineup, you can't let Dazzle get through the draft. I mentioned how surprised I was that he made it that far and still got picked up.
Well, I'm What Is Hip. You guys can follow me on Twitter at What Is Hip TV, and with me tonight is Hippie. We are Hip Squared or something. You can follow him on Twitter at Hippie Casting. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Beyond the Summit. There is going to be another best of 3 coming up. I imagine there might be some sort of short break here, but I'm not sure. But we'll be back pretty soon. Kato Guy's going to be joining me for the next best of 3. Hope you guys stick around.